Welcome to the Smart Patients Healthcare Handbook Video Workshop 7. It's finally time for our office visit worksheets, how to set them up, and how you might use them at the doctor's appointment. There are a number of ways to use your office visit worksheets. I'm sure you'll find a way that works for your lifestyle and level of organization. The office visit worksheets are for you to prepare for your doctor appointment, for you to document that doctor appointment. Because of all the prep work we've done, it should take only a few minutes in the waiting room to update your worksheet for that day's appointment. You should have more than enough time in the waiting room or in that second waiting room they put you in, you know the one, to trick you into thinking they're going to be seeing you soon. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever waited in the second waiting room longer than the public waiting room? Have you ever wondered if they forgot you in there? Funny story. A friend of mine was sitting in that second waiting room for a very long time. When suddenly the lights went out, she got up, went to the door, looked out, and they were turning off more lights. So she shouted, "Hey, I'm still in here." They had forgotten her and were locking up. One time, I almost fell asleep in that second waiting room, which is kind of easy to do if you're not feeling very well. Before we get started, if you're new here, I'm Laura Kulagowska, and these videos are a companion to my book. The Smart Patients Healthcare Handbook is a series of worksheets you would fill in and use to inventory, organize, and analyze your own health so you can take more proactive control over your health. By filling the worksheets out in order, we're going through a thought process to get a better understanding of our health. The first 6 worksheets in the series were mainly about inventory and organizing. If being more organized with your health is of interest to you, you may want to join us. Order my book, subscribe to this channel, go through the worksheets with me, or create one from scratch. The office visit worksheet starts on page 54 in your Smart Patients Healthcare Handbook. There are 30 blank office visit worksheets. For those of you doing a DIY version of the Smart Patients Healthcare Handbook, this section might seem long because you may need to pause the video so you can write down all the fields you would fill in to create a master copy of your office visit worksheet. Or you could just purchase a copy of the Smart Patients Healthcare Handbook. I'm just saying, it's already ready for you to fill in. Let's look at the office visit worksheet. Then we'll go over how to prepare it for your regular office visit, say for an annual checkup. On the screen is a copy of the office visit worksheet. At the top of each worksheet is the date and reason for your visit, along with a place to note the doctor that you're seeing that day. Some medical practices bounce you around from one doctor to another. Keeping track of who you met, that can be important. If you're seeing multiple doctors, you cannot be certain that they're collaborating about any health issues that you're experiencing. You need to manage that, noting who you're seeing and what was discussed. If there's conflicting information being given to you, it will be easy to see in your office visit worksheets why that might be happening. It will also be a good way for you to catch a new doctor up on what's important to you and not just what's in the most recent page of their chart. Also, to relay information about your health between 2 different types of doctors at different locations who are not in contact at all. You may even want to add under the doctor's name their specialty, especially if you're seeing multiple types of doctors. Don't make it hard on yourself. Just like in your provider's worksheet, you can just write GP, heart doctor, stomach doctor. You don't need to be all technical with that, unless that's your style. Someone will weigh you, take your temperature and your blood pressure. Instead of letting that information disappear into your medical chart, never to be seen again, ask for those numbers and note them for yourself. You can use this information along with information you collect about yourself outside of the doctor's office to be proactive with your health as it relates to your family health history. Next is room to add test results for blood sugar and cholesterol. Those tests are usually ordered and you have them performed at a lab and wait for the results. You can ask your doctor to have those labs done a week or so before your scheduled office visit. That way the results are known at your visit and you can discuss them in person instead of over the phone. In person allows for better conversations with your doctor, better understanding of how that relates to your health and family history. You will have your doctor's undivided attention and time to discuss a plan of action if you need to make one. without having to schedule yet another office visit. If you have labs done after your in-person exam, once those results are available, note the results on your visit page. There's also room for you to note 4 additional tests and their results. If you're having special health tests done routinely, you may want to pre-write that onto the next blank office visit worksheet. If you're having symptoms that you wish to speak to your doctor about specifically, there's room to list them here, along with space to note any treatments you may have already tried at home and how they worked out. If your doctor recommends a treatment during your visit, you can note that here as well. If you have questions for your doctor, there's room to write them here. Use this space to write questions as you think of them. Put questions here that you did not get answered on your last appointment, or you forgot to ask, or you thought of after the appointment. Use this space to remind yourself of any unfinished discussions. Use it for topics you want to address regarding your family health history as you approach the age where some of the health issues might be detected early. Use it as you wish. Always remember, this is for you to organize what's important to you about your health. There's a spot to write in any test that you should be getting based on your age and family history. Use that information to discuss an action plan with your doctor. Tests recommended or performed that day should be noted. You can loop back to the top of the page and add the results once you know what they are. Or create a tracking chart. If this is a test that would be performed often, and this is a vital statistic to be monitored closely. We will be going over vital statistic tracking in an upcoming workshop. At the bottom of the page, there is a pain locator. You can make note here prior to your appointment as you experience issues or in the waiting room in preparation. There's a few adjectives for pain noted. You can place a letter on the body figure in the spot that pain is happening, and you can note if it's constant or with movement. You can note if it's in the morning, in the evening, all day, day and night. Opposite that is a section to make notes about the appointment. Recommendations of your doctor and any other notes that you feel are important. Let's do a trial run of how you might use your office visit worksheet along with other data you already collected about yourself for a general checkup. First, in the waiting room or the second waiting room, write in the date, reason for the visit, and the doctor's name. List any symptoms you're having that you would like to discuss with your doctor, things you've tried to lessen those symptoms on your own, and any questions you might have. Glance at your what test at what age log and note any tests that are suggested for your age to discuss with your doctor. Then glance at your health history summary log for any proactive planning or testing you might want to start. You could even fill in some of this information at home as you think of it, even before you have an appointment scheduled. Once your exam starts, write in the information collected about you and note the answers to the questions you asked. If you're given a prescription or make a plan of action, note that in the doctor's recommendations. There's a series of vital statistic tracking charts at the end of the office visit worksheet section. You could transfer information about your weight and blood pressure to those vital statistic tracking charts while you're waiting. There's so much waiting at the doctor. I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to keep your handbook up to date. You could write any prescription detail in your office visit worksheet, or you could go directly to your prescription log. But I would still write that prescription name in the office visit worksheet so you can have a record of why it was prescribed and which doctor prescribed it. That would be it for a general checkup. In the next workshop, we're going to go over some of the hacks for using the office visit worksheets. I'll share with you ways you can use your office visit worksheet to support your health values and beliefs. Hopefully, you will find a way to use the worksheets that's comfortable for you and for your level of organization. If you know someone else that you think might be helped by being more organized with their own health, please share this video with them. If you have friends or family that need to keep track of their health information better, share the link to the book on Amazon where they can check it out. The link to my book and any other books or reference information I discuss in these workshops will always be in the description box and on my website. Bye for now.